Hey guys, this is Clay. I'm with Nate and Brager.
Hey. Hey.
In this video, we'll showcase some of the things we found exciting while we built a full experience in Unreal 4. Building a game from the ground up was a new challenge as sound designers. In order to bring the fidelity we've achieved in music and film into game design and VR, we had to understand the entire process from top to bottom. Audio in the version you'll be hearing today was implemented using Wise 2017, but to challenge ourselves, we built a parallel version in Fmod as well. So I'm going to bounce around through the levels we've built and show you some of the things we found cool. If you haven't come across it yet and you're interested, check out our channel for a full playthrough. Each level represented a new challenge. To summarize, the first level begins with an asteroid impact. We wake up in a medieval cabin in a forest and end up in an underwater cave. The next level, we're teleported into an alien space station where sounds bounce down tight metal corridors. We then warp into a nightmarish hell level, blasting on necromancers and fighting our way up a mountain of bones. Finally, in a dark cave, we face off with a stupid ogre in a battle of wits. Let's get going. We started with the player blueprint, which included footsteps, foley, and a binaural breathing system. The stamina and breathing system we designed has footstep animation notifications at its core. Each step we take addresses an exhaustion variable with a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 50. Each footstep refreshes the exhaustion parameter in Wise, and using switches, we gradually move to heavier breathing that we recorded binaurally. Then we built a function that subtracts from our exhaustion level consistently, as long as the player is not currently running. This mechanism has allowed us to create a simple, consistent feature for stamina-related breathing. To heighten the immersion and portray a more realistic environment, we built an actor that moves a wind ambience around the map and sounds like gusts of wind moving through a field. We wanted to really nail the sound of the homing remote snapping to the side of the player's head and booting up. So after some sound design work, we played the clip out of a cell phone speaker and re-recorded it back through a binaural head.
Move sequence initiated.
To create the homing mechanic, we first normalized the distance between the player and the exit portal and assigned this value to an RTPC value, which we could communicate to Wise on tick. In Wise, we set up a system using a variety of containers as well as switches and states. At its core, we use our distance RTPC value to inform the length of a silence within a sequence container. This is how we achieve faster beeping as we approach the portal. We also created different zones of proximity, which, via switches, select different types of beeps we had synthesized with a Korg MS-20 to give the impression of gradual interference with the device caused by the portal. Additionally, once we go underwater, we use that state to switch to another set of synthesized beeps. The sound for large bodies of water in games is often made up of a single spatialized ambience over the water, combined with a 2D ambience that fades in as you approach the shore. We wanted to create an immersive, spatialized experience for our ocean, so we started by putting 4 unique ambient layers spread out over the water. These sounds are meant to surround the player while still providing unique spatial properties. Then we attached 2 more ambient loops to an actor, which moves along a spline on the shore. The sound of waves follow the player along the spline, giving the player the impression that they are always hearing the shore in front of them. Level 2 allowed us to really dig into Wise's reflection engine. Using Wise Reflect, we were able to emulate the sounds of the station echoing down the halls. We also used a number of acoustic portals, which help guide the sound to the player. Since we are in a space station, we did not want to hear sound coming through the walls, so we had to tune the environment carefully.
It's coming this way, quick.
What is? Oh, hi?
Office C.
Throughout the spaceship, there are dialogue triggers that set up a narrative sequence across multiple level changes. For original, localized sounds throughout the spaceship, we recorded a vintage analog monosynth through a Mutronics mutator. This gave the ship a wild yet cohesive personality stamp. In the system failure sequence, we call multiple events around the station, and we hear them echo through the corridors and shake the walls. In Hell, we used Wise Reflection Engine in order to help capture the size of the outdoor space. Most of the sounds also hit an impulse response reverb of a similar real-world space. Being that the gun we went with was huge, we were shooting for a sci-fi railgun, we built an appropriately large gunshot sound of a few different layers. For the sound of climbing the hill of human bones, we went on the hunt for some props to take into the Foley pit. We ended up getting some good stuff out of just simple dog bones. For the music on the Hell level, I wanted something heavy and satanic, so I used the Circlon sequencer to trigger a Roland SH-101 through a bunch of different distortions, and ended up with something pretty aggressive. The Simon game in level 4 was one of the most challenging features to make for this game, as it required a lot of blueprinting logic. Essentially, we created a game of Simon with 5 levels. If you mess up, the game resets and re-randomizes the levels. We synthesized the startup and victory sounds as well as the single beeps for each button.